Have you ever felt that no matter how hard you try, money just slips through your fingers? That something invisible is blocking your prosperity even when you're doing everything right? What if I told you that money isn't something you conquer, but something you attract, naturally, effortlessly, when your energy is tuned to the frequency of abundance? In this video, you're going to discover the truth no one told you. Money is a frequency, and it only flows to those who become compatible with it. And the key isn't outside, it's inside you. Get ready to understand the invisible mistake that's pushing your wealth away and how to correct it in a simple, transformative way. Now, tell me in the comments, I choose to value who I am and open the doors of abundance. Leave this phrase as a power anchor. Let's activate the energy of prosperity together, starting now. Most people believe money is earned through effort, sweat, and sacrifice. But that's only a surface-level view of reality. To truly understand the flow of abundance, we need to go beyond the obvious. And this is where the deep studies of Jacobo Grinberg come in, the Mexican scientist who challenged the limits of the human mind and perception. Grinberg dedicated his life to understanding how consciousness shapes reality. He discovered that we live in an interconnected vibrational field where everything, including money, responds to the frequency we emit. According to him, reality isn't something external, but a projection of what we carry within. This means your current financial situation isn't just the result of actions or strategies, but a direct reflection of the vibration you sustain. Alongside thinkers like Neville Goddard and contemporary authors in quantum physics, Grinberg brought a new perspective on wealth. It isn't conquered, it's manifested. And that manifestation happens when you stop chasing money and start becoming the kind of person money naturally aligns with. In this video, we're going to explore this revolutionary view and how to apply it in your life in a practical and liberating way. For a long time, we were taught to see money as something physical and tangible, bills, coins, numbers on a bank statement. But that's only the shell. The real power of money isn't in its material form, but in the energetic frequency it represents. Money is condensed energy, a symbolic form of value in motion. It's essentially a reflection of what we value as a society and what you value within yourself. Imagine this: if the entire global banking system disappeared today, what would be left? The need for exchange, the value of an idea, a service, a talent. That has always existed, long before paper money, and it will continue to exist. Money is nothing more than a means created to facilitate the exchange of value. It's a convention, and like any convention, it only works because we collectively believe in it. However, the big misconception that traps millions of people is believing that money has its own fixed, absolute value, when in reality, it only has value because we assign it. This is the foundation of the energetic understanding. If money is energy, it flows to where true value is being generated. And true value is born from consciousness. But what does that mean in practice? It means that if you see money as something separate from you, something distant, hard to reach, or only attainable through extreme effort, you're vibrating exactly the frequency of separation and scarcity. And that frequency repels what you most want to attract. The truth is that money is infinite. Like energy, it can't be destroyed. It only changes form, changes hands, changes place. When you understand this, your perception shifts from "how do I get more money" to "how do I become a channel for more value to flow through me?" And that's the point where everything begins to change. This new view leads us to the following conclusion. Money isn't the end, it's the effect. It's the result of exchange, of contribution, of vibration. When you align with the frequency of value, you align with the flow of abundance. And that flow responds not to your effort, but to your inner vibration. Therefore, it's not about making money. It's about remembering that you are a source of value. and that by connecting with who you truly are, you become compatible with everything money represents. Freedom, expansion, possibilities, impact. Money isn't something you chase. It's something that recognizes who you are and comes to you when there is coherence between your energy and what you offer the world. When we think of someone rich, the most common image is a person with lots of money, possessions, or status, but that definition is shallow and limiting. True wealth isn't the number in a bank account, but the ability to generate value continuously and in alignment with who you are. Money is just one of many ways that value can return to you. True wealth is born from the awareness that you are the source. You don't depend on luck, inheritance, or external opportunities. You depend on your ability to understand, channel, and deliver value to the world. And value in this context is anything that meets a need, solves a problem, sparks transformation, or inspires growth in another person. Think of any billionaire who lost everything and rebuilt their fortune. That happens because the value wasn't in the possessions they lost, but in the mindset and energy they carry. The ability to spot opportunities, solve problems, and generate real value is what makes them truly rich. Money is just a consequence. This is the difference between illusory wealth and true wealth. Illusory wealth is based on accumulation. True wealth is based on expansion. While the former is unstable because it depends on external factors, the latter is indestructible because it's rooted in who you've become. So what is value in practice? Value is what touches another person. It can be a product, a service, an idea, an experience, a gesture, a solution. Value is perceived and therefore subjective. What's extremely valuable to one person may be irrelevant to another. And here lies the key. The more you align with your purpose, gifts, and inner truth, the more you connect with people who perceive high value in what you naturally deliver. And that's what makes wealth unlimited. Because when you understand how to generate value from your authenticity, there's no limit to how much you can create, contribute, and prosper. You enter a cycle of continuous growth, where the expansion of your being generates an expansion of value, and the expansion of value attracts more resources, opportunities, and connections. Wealth, therefore, isn't about having more. It's about being more. More you. More conscious. More connected to what's unique and powerful within you. When you activate this state, everything money represents begins to flow to you, not as a chase, but as a reflection of who you've become. And the most beautiful part is that no one can take this from you, because it comes from within. It's the kind of wealth that isn't measured, lost, or bought. It simply manifests. There is a quiet, almost invisible mistake that keeps most people from accessing their true prosperity, trying to be someone they are not in order to get money. This attitude, often unconscious, is fed by fear, social conditioning, and the illusion that we need to mold ourselves to an external standard to be valued. From a young age, we're taught to associate financial success with extreme effort, sacrifice, and conformity. We're told to choose safe careers, follow proven formulas, fit in. And by doing so, many end up suffocating their talents, desires, and callings, abandoning themselves in the hope of achieving a promise of stability. This is the greatest self-deception, believing you need to deny your authenticity to have value. When you disconnect from who you really are, your energetic field weakens, your light dims, and the value you could generate with ease and truth turns into forced effort, exhaustion, and frustration. It's as if, by putting money on a pedestal, you automatically put yourself beneath it. And by doing so, you send a clear message to the universe. I am not enough as I am. I need to adapt, change, and reshape myself to deserve to receive. This vibration of self-devaluation blocks the flow of abundance, even if on the surface you're doing everything right. Worse, this cycle feeds on itself. The person works more, pushes harder, moves even further away from themselves, and the financial return remains limited. They interpret this as a sign that they need to force even more, widening the gap between who they are and who they're trying to be. The consequence isn't just financial. When you abandon yourself, you pay with your own energy. Symptoms arise like chronic fatigue, lack of motivation, identity crises, anxiety, even illness. Because the soul screams when it's silenced. And no amount of money can fill the void of living disconnected from your own truth. But there is a way out, and it begins with a choice: to place yourself back at the center of your life and your value. Instead of asking, "What can I do to make money?" start asking, "What can I create that is an authentic extension of who I am? What makes me come alive? What flows naturally in me and can serve the world?" When you honor your nature, your energy rises, your presence becomes magnetic, and you start generating value from a much more powerful place, your center, not your lack. This is the turning point. Stop chasing money and start attracting wealth, because you've become someone who values yourself so deeply that you no longer need to sell yourself out to be recognized. There is a frequency that, when activated, completely changes how the universe responds to you. That frequency is called authenticity. And we're not talking about being different just to be bold or alternative. Authenticity is the most powerful state of vibrational coherence. It's when you stop playing roles, stop meeting external expectations, and start expressing who you truly are, without masks, without filters, without strain. When a person is authentic, they emit a pure vibration, and the universe, which is governed by energetic laws, not social ones, responds directly to that frequency. That's why authentic people tend to attract unexpected opportunities, powerful connections, and above all, a fluid form of prosperity. Because they are vibrating true value, and true value is irresistible. But why does this happen? The answer lies in the subtle field of perception. All of us, consciously or unconsciously, can sense the intention behind an action. We know when someone is forcing it, performing, or trying to impress. We feel when content is made just to sell. And at the same time, we feel when someone speaks with truth, shares with purpose, and delivers with soul. The difference is palpable because it's energetic. When you create, serve, or work from your essence, the value of what you offer rises exponentially. That's because you are connecting your gift to the desire to serve. You're delivering something that originates in your heart, not in your need. That generates magnetism, resonance, real impact. Now think about this. How many times have you tried to copy formulas, follow someone else's steps, or adjust your style to look more professional, more marketable, more acceptable? And how many times, even when doing everything right, did the results simply not come? That's not bad luck. That's vibrational incoherence. When your energy doesn't match what you're doing, the universe doesn't respond either. The reverse path is what generates real value. Identify your zone of genius, what flows naturally in you, and turn that into something that impacts other lives. It might be teaching, creating, caring, communicating, solving, inspiring. The format doesn't matter. What matters is that it comes from your truth. And here's the essential point. Authenticity isn't a strategy. It's an energetic decision. It's choosing to show up as you are, even if at first it feels risky, strange, or lonely. Because in the long run, that's what will set you apart. That's what will place you where no one else can be, in your unique place of value. When you choose to be who you are, money, which responds to value, begins to flow, because it recognizes the sound of truth. And truth, in this vibrational world, is always well rewarded. There is a silent, absolutely infallible universal law that governs the flow of abundance, the law of reciprocity. It determines that everything you offer to the world, in the form of value, energy, presence, or intention, returns to you multiplied. But there's a crucial detail. This law is only fully activated when your offering is genuine, not motivated by lack or disguised self-promotion. Many people believe that to receive more money, it's enough to give something in exchange. So they create content, products, services, or interactions with a hidden goal of getting something back. The intention, even if hidden, contaminates the value. And the universe, which responds to vibration, not appearances, recognizes this distortion immediately. True reciprocity happens when you place yourself in a state of authentic service, driven by a sincere desire to generate transformation, relief, expansion, or beauty in someone's life. And this is only possible when the focus shifts away from you and toward the other person. Not what can I gain from this, but how can I truly help this person right now? This shift in intention is powerful because it raises the frequency of your offering, and the higher the frequency, the more magnetic the value you transmit. People feel it. They can't always explain it, but they're drawn to those who deliver with heart, with truth, with presence. That's why the greatest results don't come from those who push or manipulate, but from those who serve with soul. A simple example. Think of someone who records videos with the sole aim of becoming famous or making money. Now think of someone who shares their experience with humility, with the desire to inspire and touch those who watch. Both are doing the same thing, but the impact, reach, and connection are completely different. That's the law of reciprocity in action. It doesn't respond to the form. It responds to the energetic intention embedded in the action. And more, when you devote yourself to delivering value without an immediate expectation of return, something magical happens. You release anxiety. And that, by itself, creates space for the universe to work on your behalf. You plant seeds that bloom in unexpected ways, at unpredictable times, with results far beyond what your rational mind could plan. So, if you want to generate magnetic value, start like this. Connect with the pain, desire, or dream of the person you want to serve. Understand what they truly need and give your best with presence and purity. Forget the numbers, likes, and gains for a moment. Serve for real. The universe handles the math. Your part is to vibrate at the frequency of generosity with clean intention. The idea of chasing money is one of the most limiting programs we inherit from society. From early on, we're conditioned to believe that wealth is distant and demands extreme effort, sacrifice, and renunciation. The message is clear. If you want to win, you have to sweat. But what if true prosperity isn't in the chase, but in the frequency you vibrate? Everything in the universe responds to frequency. That includes people, opportunities, ideas, and yes, money. The problem is that when you chase money, you emit a vibration of scarcity. Unconsciously, you're saying, I don't have it. And the universe, which simply mirrors your inner state, reflects exactly that back to you. More absence, more effort, more distance. The key to prosperity lies in reversing that logic. You must stop chasing and start becoming the kind of person who naturally attracts what you desire. And this isn't just spiritual theory, it's vibrational physics. Everything you want already exists in the form of frequency. The only question is, are you aligned with that frequency, or are you vibrating in the absence of what you want? When you decide to change your state, to leave the I need and enter the I am, you begin to occupy your place as the creator of your own reality. And here's a powerful secret. The most prosperous frequency there is the frequency of present wholeness. In other words, the ability to feel complete and sufficient now, even as you move toward more. This vibration tells the universe that you already see yourself as worthy. You already recognize yourself as a source of value. You're already at peace with who you are. And therefore, there's no need to chase. From that place, Everything you attract comes by resonance, not pursuit. And that changes the game completely. To align with this frequency, you need to know yourself. Know what expands you, what blocks you, what inspires you, what drains you. You need to cultivate an inner environment of trust, gratitude, and vision. You need to stop staring at what's missing and start nurturing what's already abundant within you. Talents, passions, pure desires, awareness. Money begins to flow when you enter this state of confident presence, where your energy is your greatest asset. And at that point, you attract opportunities that demand less force and more authenticity. Life starts surprising you. Doors open where there used to be walls. The frequency of prosperity isn't conquered, it's embodied. You don't chase it, you become it. And when that happens, money starts chasing you. Now that you deeply understand what it means to align with the true energy of money and wealth, it's time to leave the realm of ideas and bring all of this into the practice of your life. Knowledge without application is like a spring that never flows. The power is in living what you've learned. So I invite you to take the first step right now. Look honestly at yourself and ask, where am I devaluing my energy? In what areas of my life am I acting as if I need to become someone else to deserve to prosper? Start reversing that logic. Return to your center. Align with who you truly are and with the value you carry just by existing. From that place of authenticity, build, serve, and deliver your value to the world. If this video touched you in any way, subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications. Because here we talk about true prosperity, the kind that starts within, and leave in the comments the phrase that opens paths. I am an infinite source of value and prosperity. This way, you strengthen your intention and contribute to the energetic field of everyone who's on this journey with you.